Joining me now is Mr. David Fedoroff. You are in charge or president of Stratus Video Interpreting. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
So this is an interesting topic for us because it's a language thing, but it's also an app for iPads. And so this is really a hot topic for everything with iPads. Tell us what you're showing us today and why you're showing it to us.
This is our video remote interpreting application that runs in hospitals and other market segments as well. And video remote interpreting is used to interpret a patient visit. You can imagine, if you went on vacation with your spouse to another country, Korea, and maybe midway through the vacation, you're having dinner and all of a sudden your spouse becomes, very ill. You're rushed to the ER. You get to the ER and you can't communicate with the physicians. All right, they're trying to find out what's going on. Imagine the panic that goes through you at that point in time.
Sure, for both sides.
For both sides, absolutely. So that happens in the United States every single day. Okay, and today, before Stratus Video, all right, the way that type of solution is handled in an ER is you either get a live, in-person interpreting session, or you do interpreting over the phone with a dual handset phone, and that's just not as good as the patient being able to see the interpreter. It's a much better interpreting session. So Stratus is a video remote interpreting application where within 30 seconds you can press a button, bring the interpreter up, the interpreter can see the patient can see the interpreter, you're talking to the physician, and the communication is just much, much better than that over the phone.
So it's an instantaneous button. So go ahead and press a button for us. Let's bring up our instantaneous person.
All right, we're going to bring up, we'll pretend I'm a deaf patient. I'm going to bring up American Sign Language here. Okay.
Welcome to Stratus Video, a sign language interpreter. Hello, thanks for calling Stratus Video. Kat, how can I help you?
Hi, Kat. How are you? We're here.
Hi.
News Channel 9.
Good afternoon. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Kat is an interpreter, so we're not going to ask Kat a lot of questions. She's going to interpret what we're doing today. So if you watch the screen, she's going to actually follow along with it. But before we do that, Kat, tell me, on an average day, how many times you're doing this type of work?
Well, as a national team, I would say we process about 7,000 of these sessions per day. On an individual basis, I can do, depending on my shift, anywhere from 20 to 30 sessions a day.
And you have the ability to see us as well as we can see you.
That's correct.
So the patient actually talks to you, or actually we talk to you, and you talk to the patient.
Correct. You're actually speaking with the patient, and so you're in eyesight of the patient as well, and then I interpret everything that you say.
All right, well, we're going to put you to work, okay? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so I'm an active physician. I've used all the little thought patterns that you've had out there, the phones, bringing someone in with interpretations. It doesn't work very well.
Right.
How have you found this to work? Is it working as you expected, or are there some glitches in it?
Now, initially, when we rolled it out 2 years ago, there were some glitches, as any new technology has some glitches. At this point in time, it's really working well. When we get this installed in the hospital, and you put this iPad on an IV pole in every department in the hospital, and you have the awareness in the hospital that the device is there and it's there to do interpreting, it just takes off because it's much more comfortable than using those awkward, phones, and you get an interpreter instantly instead of waiting an hour or two for an interpreter. The patients love it too. Just being able to communicate and see your interpreter is wonderful. So yeah, it absolutely takes off once you start rolling out throughout the entire hospital.
Now you've had this in multiple hospitals nationwide, but just a few hospitals in our area. Who are they that are coming on board?
Yeah, All Children's and Moffitt Cancer Center are both rolling the product out, and nationwide we've signed lots of the big health systems around the country: Mayo, Kaiser, Yale New Haven Health System, and hospitals all over the country.
Excellent. And when does these local hospitals come online?
Moffitt's going to be going live within a couple months. They're both already using the product. We're going to be rolling Moffat out, I believe, December, January.
Now this is obviously there's sign language going on, so it's a visual thing, but it's usually more for language. What's your top language? That
the number one language is Spanish. That's true here in Tampa, but it's also true nationwide.
But that's not your only one you do.
Oh no, we have 11 languages. So we've got Mandarin, Cantonese, Korean, Somali, Portuguese, the list goes on.
You didn't know there was a test coming on, did you?
I didn't. Don't ask me to name all of them.
Yeah, good. So anything going on that's going to change in the future? Have you found something that needs to be improved, or are you just expanding your breadth?
You know, the technology is working great right now. We keep adding some functionality to it, but the big thing we're doing is we're adding languages. So, you know, we've got 11 languages on now. We're bringing a few more on this year, and in the next 6 months to 9 months, we'll have about 50 languages on remotely.
Excellent. And how many operators do you actually have? I assume it's more than 11 since
Oh,
you
yeah. Absolutely. We've got about a little over 500 full-time interpreters working in 32 centers around the country.
Wow.
And so when you press that button, it's looking for the next available interpreter that speaks that language, that is certified in that language. Different states have different certifications. So you may need a sign language interpreter that is certified in the state of Texas. And we will look for the next available person with that skill set automatically with one touch.
Amazing. Of course, HIPAA certified, it's all safe, it's closed, it's not going to be on the TV today, but it's not in the future, so patients feel safe with this as well.
Absolutely. It's all, you know, we secure it with a virtual private network within the hospital, and it goes into our private cloud, so it's all HIPAA compliant.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for joining us as well.
Thanks, Kat.
You're welcome.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.